So this video takes us all the way back to London. I say all the way back. Our last video was in London as well. And, well, actually, all of our videos so far seem to be British-centric. But anyway, we'll forget about that. So, today's episode is about a woman called Me Quen Jong, better known as Deborah. And I'm going to use the name Deborah because I don't want to get her real name wrong. But she's known as Deborah in the UK anyway. So, this is a tragic case where Deborah went missing one day, and over the next couple of days, her body was found. And the purpose of this episode is to cover all those details. And with that, we'll get into it. So, before we get right into it, please do me a massive favour. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. And also, if you want, press that bell notification so you know when I'm going live. And with that, let's go! So Deborah was 67 years old and she lived in the Wembley area within London. I'm sure most people have heard Wembley Stadium, so it was that kind of area. She had a house there and she had a tenant as well. She normally had a tenant, to help with the bills and things like that. She was originally from Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, but she lived in London for over 30 years. Unfortunately, she was a widow and she suffered from paranoid schizophrenia, and she was taking antipsychotic medication to manage the condition. Deborah, she was a devout Christian. She was very religious, and friends of hers who attended the church would describe her as having a sweet and childlike nature. She's quite a small person, and she was really lovely to everyone. She'd help anyone out, and everyone pulled towards her, and anybody wanted to help her out. So let's introduce you now to Jemma Mitchell. Jemma was born on 22nd July 1984. She's born Australian, but she's born to an English mother. And she was born in Melbourne. And her mother worked in the Foreign and Commonwealth Office for years in Australia. She moved to the UK when her mother and father split up. So it was her sister, and her mother moved back to the UK, essentially. So when she came back to the UK with her mother and sister, she went on to study at King's College in London. She did a human sciences degree, and within that was an element of anatomy. So one of her units, she had to dissect a body and things like that. Not my cup of tea, that's for sure. She's a very bright young woman, that's for sure. She won I've got to look this up, Hamilton Prize for anatomical excellence. Sounds great. I have no idea what it means, but sounds great. Fair play, applaud to anything like that. That's that's brilliant. I won third prize once in something. I'm not sure what, but any prize is good. Yeah. Right. She also graduated with a first class honours. So yeah, look, she's a highly intelligent woman. She liked people. She wanted to look after people. She cared about people, or so we thought. And then she went into work as an osteopath. So then I had to look at what the is osteopath. So they do stuff for your body, click, 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 all that, whatever. They look after you, make you better. I thought that was more like chiropractic, but it's not. It's different. Oh, I don't know. Or maybe it's the same. I don't know. But if it was a different word, I'm used to anyway for it. And that's what she did. And she did that actually out in Australia. So I presume she moved back to Australia then. This is confusing. She came to the UK, went back to Australia, and then she moved back to the UK when she was 35 years old. So, In 2015, she decided to move back to the UK and live with her mother. She still had a property out in Queensland, but she came back and, okay, no worries. So she moved in with her mother, and her mother lived in a nice house, well, nice area, shall we say. The house itself had some work to be done, but yeah, the area itself is money, money, money. You know, it's one of those rich, if you live in London, you've got a house in London. I don't like London, so, you know, not that I'm anything against London, but jeez, there's the traffic and stuff, but you need mullah to live in London. Anyway, so her mother had a house in London. So with that, she moved in with her. And then, not much is known about her house in Queensland, but she must have gone back and forward, whatever. But what we do know, that she didn't go back to work. In the UK, she did not register to the General Osteopathic General Council. We're going with it. We're going with it. I can't say this bloody word. Osteopathic. No. Anyway, right. So she didn't register them, so that means she couldn't work in the UK. But that's not the weird part. The weird part comes next. And this is not even the weird part. This woman, I'll tell you, very bright, but Jesus. Right, so in 2016, we found out that her sister and her brother-in-law and her did not get on. Did not get on. They were not friendly at all. And she was actually charged for non-molestation charges. She was actually convicted in 2016. They don't state what they were, but I mean, it can't be good, whatever it is. So they couldn't communicate after that. Anyway, so she was coming loose a little bit. You know, she's not all there, I don't think, at this point. But anyway, in 2020, she's very religious, and she joined the church, and that's where she met Deborah. So you can obviously imagine what's going to happen. So anyway, she befriended Deborah. She saw that Deborah had a lot of money. And what we didn't know at that point was the amount of work that had to be done in that place for her mother's place was, you're talking a lot of money. Over £500,000, so $750,000, $800,000 worth of work to be done on it. And they didn't have that kind of money. They used to, but they didn't have it anymore. She wasn't working, her mother was retired. So they just let the house go. But she knew that Deborah had money. So she began to manipulate Deborah. So with her osteopathic, nailed it! Don't know if that's the word, but you know what I mean. Background, she was able to help her relax. So she'd go around the house, have a cup of coffee, all that, have a chat with her, and yeah, just relax her body, massage it, walk all over it, do whatever she does in her role. So because of that, it was like win-win for both of them. But obviously within a few months, she was telling Deborah about all the issues and how they're gonna have to sell the house and all this. So Deborah being Deborah, offered her 200 grand pounds, which is like, that's unheard of. Do you know what I mean? She doesn't know her that long, and she's going to give her 200 grand to tide her over, to help her, because outside her house there's loads of scaffolding and stuff. So anyway, she does that. How much trust is that? But anyway, fair play. So everything's smooth, everything's going well. Until, I think Deborah had, maybe someone spoke to Deborah and said, Are you nuts? Giving this woman 200 grand? You don't even know her. So she pulled out the deal. And she told her, I'm sorry. I can't give you the 200 grand. I can't do it. I don't know you well enough. And I think she's also seen signs of that's just a little bit loose, you know. So that made her mad. That made her mad. That made Jemma mad. And we all know where this is leading now, don't we? On the morning of 11th June 2021, Jemma travelled to Deborah's house in North London. She was carrying a large blue suitcase, which was quite light. It is believed that she then killed Deborah and put the body in the suitcase, breaking Deborah's ribs in the process, before taking the suitcase with her when she left the property several hours later. She also stole documents from Deborah's house, and together with documents stolen from a recently deceased neighbour, she later attempted to use them to forge a will, leaving the bulk of Deborah's estate to her, which was worth £700,000 or $1 million. So, also, it's important to note here that Jemma's neighbour had died. So she'd stolen his things as well, and along with his possessions, his will and everything, she also stole his mobile phone. Now that's important because that mobile phone is what she used to book the rental car in order to get rid of the body. She'd been practicing with his, will and stuff like that. So she knew what she was going to do with Deborah. She was going to forge everything, put everything in her name, her mother's name, and just steal £700,000. It was easy for her to kill Deborah because of her experience in anatomy in college. So she knew what she was doing as well. Do you see how heavy those suitcases were coming out of the house? The two of them. Where she got a second one from, I don't know, but... So essentially, she stored the suitcases in her back garden for 2 weeks. And the day after she killed Deborah, Deborah's tenant was obviously asking questions. Where is she? Where's Deborah? What's going on? So he went to the police and told them. Now, the police then questioned Jemma and said, do you know where she is? And obviously Jemma said, no idea. But she did tell me she was going to go away somewhere for a long time, down by the sea somewhere. And she was feeling suicidal. But I don't think she'd do anything, but, going down by the seaside, feeling suicidal. Or maybe she did do something. Obviously, the police weren't buying it, and they got hold of that CCTV that I just showed you pretty quickly, and then things started to crumble. On the 26th of June, Jemma then got the suitcases, put them in the rental car, and drove 200 miles to Devon, where she put everything off track, down a path, a little walkway, but there was a hidden path, and she dumped the body there. Next day, a group of walkers found the body and phoned the police to inform them. When the police arrived to find the body, the head was missing. It took them 4 days to find the head. Eventually they found the head. It was probably about 10 meters away, but it was such a... The way she dumped it, it was like, it's not easy to find anything. So they were lucky to find the body in the first place. So to find the head severed off. Chills. When they found the body and did an autopsy, the body was too badly decomposed to do too much with it. But they could find that she took a blow to the head, Deborah took a blow to the head, and that was the main cause of her death. On the 6th of July, Jemma was arrested. And you're about to view the video of Jemma being arrested.
Crafts. Am I allowed to? I'll go explain everything to you. Okay? Should I get some shoes then?
What?
If you want to one sec.
Inside?
Who's inside at the moment?
Mother.
Your mother?
Okay.
Is it? If you want to... Oh, can someone lift that up?
Yeah. Let's step back inside.
Is anyone else inside? Just your mum?
Yeah.
There is someone else inside,
No,
or just your
just
mum?
my mum, yeah.
All right. Do you want to... Should I bring her out or...
Bring her in.
Bring her
for a minute.
Well,
yeah.
we're just going to come in for a sec, okay?
And they've said that the person driving the Volvo waited in the car all that time with the windows down and the front door open, the passenger door open, when it was literally chucking it down with rain and it was windy. Why is that, Jemma?
No comment.
The car stank, didn't it, Jemma?
No comment.
Stunk of a dead person.
No comment.
Stunk of Deborah's decomposing body. Is that right, Jemma?
No comment.
So you can see from the arrest video and then obviously the police interrogation, all she ever said was no comment. She never said anything else in those. So the trial itself happened in October. And on the 21st of October, the jury went out to deliberate. It took them 7 hours to deliberate. When it all came back, the judge was ready to announce the sentencing. Fun fact, well, that's not a fun fact, we're talking about murder here, but she was the first person to ever have a sentencing done live in England and Wales. Because we just don't do that sort of thing. It doesn't happen. In America, for instance, you've got all these trials going on. We don't have that. We don't get to see anything. So to even see the verdict is unusual. We don't get to do that normally. So with that, I'll play the clip now of her being sentenced. She was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum of 34 years to be served. So yeah, you're part of history. You get to see the clip. As I say, it's not something we're used to. So I wish we got to see the whole trial, but hey, it's a start. So here we go.
The sentence of the court is one of life imprisonment, and the minimum term of imprisonment that you will in any event be required to serve will be 34 years. You set off early from your home address, taking with you a large suitcase, which it was evident from the CCTV was either empty or had very little in it. You went by public transport to her address and you stayed there for over 5 hours. The suitcase that you had taken to the house was now very obviously full and heavy. I have no doubt that you had killed her whilst you were at her house. And absent any explanation from you, given that you went no comment throughout your police interviews and did not go into the witness box, I am driven to the conclusion that you went to her house that morning with that intention in mind. You have shown absolutely no remorse, and it appears that you are in complete denial as to what you did, notwithstanding what, in my judgment, amounted to overwhelming evidence.
So that's something they've started now doing, and Jemma was the first one to have it done. So yeah, I mean, in years to come, maybe we will get to see trials, you know, because they've got cool wigs, like, you know, quite cool. Not really. So yeah, try to keep it short for you guys. Hope you enjoy it. Final thing is please like and subscribe, and also remember this is now recorded in, what are we in? April 2023. To enter the competition to win either $25 or a $30 donation to the Innocent Project, and also a mug from Jim Griffin, then all you need to do is subscribe to my channel. You've got a week to do so, and the week commences on the 10th. All that week, I'll be picking 2 winners a day to either win $25 or for me to donate $30 in their name, and they win a mug as well. So, yeah, get busy, guys. With that, thank you for your patience. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves, and good night.